911, what's your emergency?
The following content is graphic, emotional, and includes dark humor that may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised. These stories are based on real-life EMS, military, and healthcare experiences. Calls are real, providers are real, names and details have been changed to protect privacy. They may be disturbing to some and are definitely inappropriate for HR department. Any medical or mental health discussion is personal experience, not protocol. Use your damn brain. Follow your local guidelines, and when in doubt, call med control. If you're struggling, don't do it alone. Talk to someone, a coworker, a friend, a therapist, or hell, reach out to me. I'll answer. Need help right now? Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org.
When creating characters, in this kind of was one of the areas that kind of brought me through in writing. It was a rough spot for me. It also made me understand I really needed to assess my personal life differently, because I started writing, I felt myself improving, getting better. Everything was like, okay, I'm getting these emotions out. But I didn't know the writing world was so cruel. Like, man, it is toxic. And if they cannot fit you into a box, it becomes a problem. So there's different forms of writing. They call them plotters, people who plan, they plan every scene, every piece. There's people who they call pantsers, who have a general idea, but they just kind of know at the end of this, I want the world to blow up and somebody to reverse time. They don't really know how everything goes to get to that point, but they at least kind of know the end point. I find myself closer to the second one, but I didn't know the language of writing, in all honesty. Like I said, I've been writing for over 20 years, but I'd never learned the actual wording to communicate. Like, this is prose, this is purple prose, this is this. I just did it. So when I was asked those questions, trying to explain how I write was really hard, and it became a source of tension in these communities. Now that I've been doing it a little bit, I consider my writing closer to like method acting, where you've heard about like actors who get so immersed in their characters where they mentally become that character. Uh, they live as that character for a period of time. And some of them have to go to therapy and have to honestly go through like a whole detox of some sort to break themselves mentally from being that person, because they get so immersed in it. That's how I write my characters. I more compare it to watching a movie. Like, I'm watching that character from inside, and then when I step back to put it onto the page, I'm reporting it. So it's like living that character's life at the time. And that gets rough, because I'm also living the traumas that the characters are going through. And when I step back into the author seat, I find myself sometimes getting depressed, getting wrapped up to the point where it is mentally, harmful for me. I have to step back. And I had to really sit down and talk with my wife and explain there's going to be times, I realize now, and there's going to be times when I'm writing that I may get done and I may just want to, be around you. I may not really talk to you at the moment, but I still would just want to be around you, being your presence. Please don't push, because as a lot of times, and males will close off when you start pushing. It's got to be like, let me open up. But I had to kind of give her that conversation, because I realized that I would break sometimes if I went too long, and I would start to get real depressed and I don't know, the clinical term for it. I call it like passive suicidal thoughts, where you're not actively seeking to harm yourself, but you're okay if something happens. If you're driving and you see a semi, you're like, oh yeah, if it just swerved to my lane, I'll be okay with that. And I was like, okay, this writing is helpful, but I have to now put guardrails around it to protect myself.
If you think it's too heavy to say it anyway. It beats a eulogy. You don't have to apologize for surviving however you can. You're not the reason things are heavy. You're the reason they're still moving. Need support right now? Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody. Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org. You're not alone. Not in this job. Not in this fight. Want to share your story or connect? Visit critical-run.com or message the Facebook page, Dispatched and Dysfunctional. We're building this for you, for them, for all of us.